Hi everyone, I'm Tom. I'm going to be your trainer for the Cyber Core Skills course. This video is just a quick introduction and course overview with regards to what we're going to be running over the coming weeks. So, as we know, cyber is a very large domain with very many different practices and even employment. What I want to do is build a big foundation for the cyber awareness, whether you're already employed in a cyber domain or that's one of your aspirations. I want to build the confidence in whatever actions you'll take, so there's actually knowledge and theory behind of whatever you're clicking or developing. With this course, I want to build a set of foundational skills lesson by lesson in growing in complexity as well, and using the skills that we use each week to develop into a big environment. So we're going to be developing an environment lesson by lesson, and it's going to get larger and larger. There's going to be a technical output of this, whether you want to build your own test environment or even just something that you want to understand and you can build again later today. We'll just do a quick overview of the course. So this lesson is included in the course prospectus, so you're already on the road, so you might as well continue. First video is going to be course instructions and including what we're on about. Second one is practical implementations of networks. So that will be IP addressing and layer all the way through the OSI model and growing. I'm currently still working on that video right now. Next one will be virtualization and the VMware and EXXI servers and how we use them. The third proper video will be Windows directory. So that will be Active Directories, then all the way through to group policy users, Exchange servers, IIS web servers. That's what I want to implement. Also on top of the previous video of the virtualization. So we're going to create the virtualization network and the environment, then add Windows on it. Then what we're going to do also is learn a little bit of Linux, ensure that we know the commands, then implement a Linux box or Linux server within that environment and use it within the Windows domain and make sure it's accessible. So there's many purposes of Linux. It could be a web server, or what we're going to also do next is use that Linux knowledge that we've built so far and host our own SIEMs, our own Sensors Event Management System. Install that and use that, get logs in and use that, so that we'll be using an open source software, whether that's going to be Seconian or other variants. Then we're going to build on what we've done to understand a little bit of scripting language. So that'll be Bash and Python. We're going to cover them off and actually have an end product of a port scanner and an IP range scanner to see what IP addresses are live. And we're going to be using it on our own range that we've built to a point. We're then going to get to a point where we've done our blue team skills. We've built these port scanners and understand scripting. Then we're going to say, you built it, you hack it. So we can use our own tools against our own system that we know about and then enumerate what the weaknesses and vulnerabilities of our own build are, and then maybe even patch on that. We're going to then move on into lesson number 8, into an introduction in cloud. So we're going to be talking about Azure, AWS, not so much the Google Cloud, just because that's got different purposes for myself, and at least we're going to make the course a little bit more current. Then moving on to number 9 is we're going to build exactly what we've just built manually, but in infrastructure as code using various automation tools. And that's probably one of the more exciting, because that's actually real world domain and currently what's going on in industry right now. So the format of the course, each video, the end product will be about a 2 to 3 hour session, which will be a video which will be recorded, so you can come back to it, break it up. You don't have to watch it all at once. It'll be live demonstrations using real configurations, so it's not just going to be death by PowerPoint or me rambling on. We'll go through configurations and explain what we're doing as we're clicking through, as well as breakout sessions, so we can actually just talk about it and make sure the understanding's there. To build up this video, it'll be a mixture of live sessions and recording sessions, and when there's a need for a live session, such as the networking one, to get a little bit of enthusiasm in there. And then out of that, recordings and the live sessions, a single final video, which will be spliced together and hosted for each lesson. So that can be rewatched at any point. So you can rewatch it or take notes and ensure that what you understand. What I'm going to provide based on each lesson is the PowerPoints that I've used, any configuration files that I developed during the builds. For example, the next lesson is going to be on networking, so it will be my the the configuration files for the networking, any notes that we've produced or that I've come out with, links with regards to the session, so whether you can get the resources, and also in addition, community. So a community platform where we can all sort of talk about what lessons and then help each other out. So there's always someone on hand to help each other out, because it's a learning process for everyone at the end of the day. Just talking about the community of the course, so it's going to be hosted on just my local Discord server. I've created a channel there called Cyber Skills, which is broken down by weeks. We can see on the screen there, weeks 1 to weeks 9. Might not necessarily, the course won't come out in sequence of weeks, just because of the amount of material going into creating them, but they should be released on sort of like a 2-week basis. I'm looking forward to getting the networking video out next week, as that's already been worked up. There's a quick QR code, so you can scan that through mobile phones, or you can access the link there and then sign into the Discord server yourself. The rules that I've got based on there is a rules board, but be respectful of each other and treat each other as they're due to be respected and as you expect to be treated. One of the biggest things is if you can't sell yourself and you can't love yourself, how are you going to love anyone else? But the case is, just a quick information about me, so you gain some trust in who you're speaking to. I suppose 19 years in IT and cyber, grown up from starting in the early days of just finishing college doing IT, working hardware to support, then administration, eventually through infrastructure engineering. I've worked in training and education within IT and cyber, then as an IS engineer and through to now as a cybersecurity engineer. As you can tell, hopefully, I'm passionate and driven about the subject. I'm also trained and qualified in structure, and also, as you can see, going across the screen many times is some of the qualifications that I've built up through my time in IT. So I sort of know the current patterns, and hopefully we'll get you on board and see for the rest of the course. If there's any questions, stick them in the Discord. I'll keep an eye on that and hopefully get back to you. Thank you very much.